As well, much on another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Saturday morning. Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying the day. Hope you're enjoying a little bit of that sun out there. And obviously looking forward to the FA Cup final. Basically the last game of the... You can call it like a Premier League season. Obviously, I know it's not a Premier League game, but it's the Premier League team's last game of the season. So yeah, big old game, Manchester derby. I'll be enjoying that, that's for sure. And yeah, but in this video, we are talking about one of Manchester United's biggest players in Marcus Rashford. I kind of want to just get this one dispelled as quickly as possible. So we'll be talking about that, as well as a bit of a Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg update and basically what might happen for him in the summer. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Just want to say though, if you're new, give us a subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And yeah, let's start with this Marcus Rashford report from Prem Inside. And they said that Tottenham have held internal discussions this week over a possible move for Marcus Rashford. So if you don't know who Marcus Rashford is, he is Manchester United's, you could maybe even say, star player potentially. He is the boyhood player for Manchester United. You know, he's been there, God, I can't, since the age of, you know, yay high. And he is a polarising player for many different reasons. There's days where you think he's a world beater, he's incredible, and there's days where you go, wow, he's not very good. And in reality, it's just been like this. And that's not me pulling out my dance moves for a Saturday night boogie. That is the trajectory, there we go, got there in the end, sorry, of his career the last few years. So I'm going to go through it in just a second. Look, first and foremost, it's not going to happen. For the reasons I will lay out now, it's going to cost minimum £70 million to get him from Manchester United, if not 80, 90, because we're a Premier League side. If it was PSG, maybe it's 70, but for a Premier League side, it's going to be obviously more. He's on somewhere between £300,000 and £350,000 a week. So we don't even pay Heung-Min, who is miles better than Marcus Rashford. We don't even pay him £200,000 a week. So you can kind of see the situation there. He would have to halve his wage demands. That's not going to happen, nor would I expect him to. He's on big bucks. He wants to keep those big bucks, you know. And honestly, he doesn't suit Ange's system. So forget those two things. He doesn't suit Ange's system. He doesn't press well enough. He doesn't, you know, work hard defensively. He doesn't do all the things that we demand of our wingers. You know, people give Kulusevski, Johnson, they've given Solomon, Werner, they've given him stick. But one thing you cannot deny is they work hard. And some of you say, well, Johnson doesn't work hard. Yes, he does. Just stop being an agenda-driven person. They work hard. They're pressing from the front at all times. They press high. They press every corner of the pitch. Rashford doesn't do that. Now, let's talk about him for the last 3 years. I think this is fair because I think this year's not been the best. So I thought, well, we'll go back 3 years. Plenty of data, okay? So he's 26. He's going to be 27 on Halloween. Spooky. So in the season of 2021 to 2022, he played 32 times across the Premier League, Champions League and the FA Cup. He had 5 goals, 2 assists. So 7 goal contributions in 32 games. So not even one every 4. Last season, so this will be the season where everyone kind of goes, Marcus Rashford's this world beater. He's great. He's this, that and the other. And it's not loading, which is always what I wanted. Oh, here we go. He had 56 games across the Premier League, Europa League, FA Cup and the EFL Cup. He played, like I said, played 56 times, 30 goals, 10 assists, so 40 contributions across the 56, which obviously, you know, a really great season. And Manchester United really needed that. You know, without him, they probably weren't going to be very good last year. And then we come into this season, he's played 42 times, 8 goals, 5 assists. So 13 goal contributions over 42 games. So not even one every 3. So let's find the outlier there, which is the middle one, where he scored 30 and had 10 assists. Let's look at the other two, where he's got, you know, 74 games played. He's got 15 goals and he's got 7 assists. For 80 million, 300 odd grand a week. No, thank you. We'll scoot right by that one. I'm going to talk about something that might actually be something in Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg. I can't wait for some of your reactions to that. That Marcus Rashford's report. I can't wait. I can't wait. If you go in on the fact that we've even talked about him, I will probably not defend anyone, because I think if we are talking about him, that's pretty much embarrassing. Right, let's get from AS, who said that Atletico Madrid believe a deal to sign Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg is feasible this summer. Diego Simeone, he has wanted defensive midfielder since last summer, and the Spurs midfielder has always been his top target. A deal between the two clubs could not be reached a year ago, but Spurs are eager to sell him now, as he only has 1 year remaining on his contract. Now, I just saw a comment on that. Oh, hang on, I need to go find that. This will make a few of you laugh. I saw a comment that someone responded going, "No, don't take him, Atletico. He's so good, worth at least 50 million." Look, I truly see Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg being a guy who would be fantastic in that Atletico Madrid system. We saw it under Conte. We saw it under Mourinho. The guy can play that sort of deep defensive block, you know, the odd 1 or 2 bursting runs, and he's great. If you're asking him to set up attacks, and you're asking him to create, he's not going to be able to do that. We've seen it with Ange. It's just not been good enough, really, you know. And that's not a dig at him. Like I said, he's still a good player. It's like Emerson. I still think Emerson's a decent player, just not in a system where we asked Emerson, right, Emerson, you see that way, that's the attack. You have to do something there. If we just go to Emerson, we're going to sit back, we're going to soak up pressure. Emerson will be great because Emerson's a good defender. With Hojbjerg would be great in the Atletico Madrid system. I've always said Hojbjerg would be fantastic in the Serie A because it's a little bit more defensive, a little bit slower, and La Liga's not that much slower than the Premier League in my opinion. There's a lot of tiki-taka sort of style, but it is slower than the Premier League, and I think he'd be fantastic in that league. I think he'd be fantastic in that Atletico Madrid system with Simeone. He would flourish, and you'll get fans, by the way. You'll get fans if this happens. And he'll put in a few man of the match performances. Our fans going, "Whoa, Spurs made a mistake again." It's like, no, we haven't. I watched him this season. We barely won games when he was starting. We've made no mistake. This is the right move, regardless of, you know, if it's Serie A, if it's the Bundesliga, if it's Atletico, if it's your local Sunday league team. It's the right thing to do to move on from him. Good player, decent servant, but it's just the right time. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's the same with Emerson. Decent player, has value elsewhere. It's just the right time to move on when we're asking our right backs to create. And he can't do that. And there's your issue. So I'm interested to see what you guys think about the Hojbjerg and the Rashford reports because they're fascinating. The fact there might be internal discussions, but also, you know, Simeone's back in for his man. But anyway, guys, then the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below. Like I said, your thoughts and feelings on Marcus Rashford and Spurs holding internal discussions on him, as well as Diego Simeone having Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg potentially at the top of his transfer list of all positions, but at least that central defensive midfield. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, then the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.